Welcome back, YouTube. Just jumping on for a bit of an update in regards to the positive test result that's been ongoing for the past 4 weeks. And yeah, not the video that I was hoping to make today, but as promised, I was and am continuing to keep this as honest and raw as I can, just to keep everyone updated with what's going on. Obviously, had the test B sent off 2 weeks ago, and £600 wasn't cheap. Had a very small glimpse of hope that just something had maybe gone wrong in the lab. There'd been some cross contamination with something else, but it's come back positive again. Like I said in the previous video, or maybe on Instagram, I wasn't getting my hopes up too much because it is still the same urine sample that they test. So the test A came back positive. They take the same, test under the same urine sample for the test B. So obviously the chances were very high that it was still going to be in there. So yeah, very, very disappointed and upset, I guess, and just a little bit deflated because I was really, crossing my fingers and hoping that this was going to come back negative. That being said, I still need to get to the bottom of this. Hopefully you can tell by my just tone of voice, emotions. I'm a little bit better than I was. Obviously time is the best healer for everything. Still very difficult from day to day. I'm still, like I've spoken about on Instagram, trying to be the best that I can for my clients, for the people around me, and just for myself as well, showing up, daily. And obviously for the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, wow, I've never been that low in my life. It's really quite tough to take on the chin, because after putting so much work in for 12 months, to then be, I say accused, obviously something's gone wrong and I need to find out what. So next steps are very simple. They're not very simple at all. The next step is to get the pump product that I used, and that is the only difference. Again, I'll reiterate that multiple times. That is the only difference between second and third show, was I used a different powdered pump product. So I'm going to get that tested. I need to find a laboratory that actually allows me to be able to test this. Again, not a cheap procedure by any means, but it's more for my own kind of conscience now, because I can't fathom where something has gone wrong. And it's eating me alive to think that there'll be some people out there, and these people probably don't even matter, and they probably won't even watch this video, but people will think that I've cheated still, knowingly cheated. I've thought, I've won my second show naturally. How can I enhance my luck to then win again? It just wouldn't cross my mind to even think about that. And I'm going to do a separate video in regards to how many reasons there are as to why I wouldn't want to or need to do something like that. So yeah, I digress. Testing for the supplement is the next point of call. Following that, Friday the week after next, I think it'll be the 13th or the 12th potentially, I will be going to the WMBF Supernaturals to partake in a polygraph test, so like a lie detector test, to do that, to clear my name even further. Because again, it's not been resolved yet. Yes, I've been disqualified from the PCA. Okay, as it stands, I've still got a 3 to 5 year ban from the other two federations that I competed in, which is again very sad, because I put my whole almost future in this. I continue to now. I still see myself doing this for years to come. But I was like, yeah, 2027 is going to be the next season. Had all the shows maps out roughly, and now that's just been taken away from me. So to kind of take what was my future and almost identity, it was very hard to take mentally. So yeah, supplement to be tested next, polygraph test next Friday. I'm not sure how long the supplement will take to test when I find somewhere that will actually do it. I've emailed a couple of labs in the UK. It might be a case of having to send it overseas basically as well. So again, just keeping this honest and raw, because I know some people will be watching this who are genuinely either interested or just being nosy to try and catch me out. But I know there's a lot of people watching this that do actually care, and you people are the ones that matter the most. And I just want to keep updating you guys and for myself as well, really, as the kind of proceedings kind of change over the weeks. Because I don't want to come across on Instagram he's just gone back to posting YouTubes and Instagrams like normal, like I'm just kind of disregarding it, because it's still a huge part of my life, and it still consumes a lot of my daily thoughts every single day. However, I'm getting better at processing the whole ordeal, and I just need to get to the bottom of it. It's for my own sanity more than anything. I've spoken to my coach, and he said, like, you just need to kind of put it to bed. It's really bad. It's happened, but we can't, like, dwell on it. But I've said, and he understands fully as well, that I just need to figure out what it was that's gone wrong. Because it's still crippling. Like, it's more like infuriating now, the fact that I still don't know. I need to find out if it was this pump product. If it wasn't the pump product, then what the hell was it? So that is the next steps in place. And I just wanted to keep this relatively short and, again, just transparent. I'm not hiding anything. There's not going to be a video in a few months' time, which I'm sure there'll be one or two people watching this who were the initial people that commented on the post, horrible, nasty things that will probably be like, I caught you. I'm not going to be doing a post in a few months saying, here's the truth, because there's no truth in terms of me doing it knowingly. It's obviously a very unfortunate, unknowing circumstance that's happened. But I think a few lessons that I've definitely learned from this is it's very important not to put your sole identity into one thing. I probably did lose myself a little bit, and I put it into bodybuilding massively, and like my whole identity was around the competing, the prep, the winning my shows. And when that can get taken away from you like that, wow, that was a big one to take on the chin. The second thing that I've learned as well is life can give you some of the best things ever, but life can also take them away from you very, very quickly. So I think it's very important to remember that, and not to get too caught up in, like, I say the present, because I always say it's good to be present, but not to just put all your kind of eggs in one basket, so to speak. Because, like I say, life can be fantastic. Like, this year has been the best and worst year of my life so far, and it just goes to show that life can give you like some of the greatest things ever, some of the best experiences, some of the best accolades, but it can also be taken away from you, like, literally in a heartbeat. So that's another thing that I've learned. And I think the third and final thing that I've learned as well is kind of speaking more about, when obviously the post got put out and the hundreds of comments and messages that I got, is that if you are listening to this, and I guess this is how like celebrities or footballers must feel pretty much on the daily, so they must have pretty thick skin. But I think it's just important to remember that with social media and how internet trolls are very much a thing, and obviously that's been proven very recently, that if there ever is a situation in life where you are behind your phone or computer and you type out a message, a hurtful message, and a message that doesn't, it's just like an instant emotion, or you might even make reels about a certain situation, just always remember that after you've typed them words out, harsh words more than likely, when you press that send button, the other end of that message, the receiving end of that message, is someone's emotions, someone's feelings, and also some people's families and everyone around them's emotions and feelings as well. So just have again, this isn't probably aimed at anyone that's watching this, there might be the one or two, but when you are giving out hate that you don't really know the full story about, or giving harsh words and nasty messages towards maybe even family, just always remember that on the other end of that message that you send are someone's emotions and feelings, and other family members as well, and people that are around them. So I think that's very important to remember as well, that get to know the full picture. And I think this just speaks volumes for the people that do send messages like that, or do make comments on certain posts like that. It just speaks volumes for how that individual is themselves. And I have a lot of respect and appreciation for people who maybe saw that initial post, but then also probably had a little bit of time to think about it as well. And this is why it's important that the people that know me or have met me even briefly have been the most supportive, because they know that is not in my character and I would never do anything like that. Whereas when you see something instantly on Instagram or just social media, a lot of people will just have this automatic attack mode, because it's just their default method of kind of processing things. So a bit of an update, a bit more myself, it feels like, as well. But hopefully you can take something from this, and like I say, I'll keep you updated for the next steps. Like I say, just to summarize this video again, went off on a bit of a tangent there, but the pump product needs to get tested. I've still got that here in the house, the one that I used. it's obviously opened, but I will need to get hold of a one that's not been opened as well with the same batch number. And then obviously I've got the polygraph test the following week as well to again further clear my name. Hopefully, if anyone's got any questions, please do let me know. Like I say, it's getting easier to speak about it, of course, but it's still not a easy event to be going through. Like I say, you can probably tell by little things like this, the camera angle and where certain things might have been in the background before are no longer on the shelves before. So it's just, it affects me daily still, I'm not going to lie, but I am definitely getting better. And I wouldn't say seeing the positives in it. I don't think there's obviously positives that you can take away from it, like I've mentioned in this video. Anyway, that is the update. Thank you very much for anyone who cares, and thank you still for the people that have been very, very supportive.